So Inc. was started back in 2015 when a very forward-thinking neonatologist at the FDA, her name is Susie McCune, and she had a vision for how drugs could be developed for neonates. She had been at a university for much of her career doing the benchside work with neonatology, other experts, and she could see the real need for getting treatments to newborns. She also could see from the FDA perspective that the FDA wasn't receiving trials from sponsors that included newborns. So she worked with the Critical Path Institute to form a consortium. She helped get the right companies in line to join our consortium, and she also helped us reach overseas so that this consortium, because there's so much need in the neonatal field and so little progress around the world in developing these drugs, it was easier for us to attract people from Japan, from South Korea, from South America, from all the countries in Europe, Canada, Australia, to really join forces to help combine the little data that they did have to address some of these very pivotal early kinds of decisions and definitions that needed to be put out just to figure out what a consortium would work on. Because there is such huge gaps in knowledge, they're not filled by the work that the National Institutes of Health has done. There's such huge gaps of knowledge that really brought people together. And these are people where there's no monetary incentive to develop drugs for neonates. It's a rare disease, which makes it much harder to study and get companies on board for. So it was really the fact that once again, c-path likes to tackle those challenges where no one organization by itself can take on a challenge as big as developing drugs for newborns. There's one other area that our consortium may end up going into, and that relates to the fact that there's so little data out there from clinical trials on newborns. There is a lot of data that's sitting around from all the NICUs that have had babies in them, and what our consortium would like to do next is take that data, it's called real world data because it's actually out there in electronic health records, and see what we can extract, see if we can figure out what are the standards of care, see what medications are given to babies in the NICUs, and get a little insight into the outcomes that happen once the babies are given those medications.